And Tyra didn't let her get away with it. In fact, what started as a telling off became something much more shocking.
Be quiet, Tiffany! Be quiet!
That's
What is
I'm
wrong
not
with
trying
you?
to act, but you're not...
Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
Tyra went into her like a vampire bat looking for blood. It was like...
You know, the head starts turning, you start expecting her to start snapping.
I literally was horrified when I watched it, horrified.
Learn something from this. When you go to bed at night, you lay there and you take responsibility for yourself, because nobody's gonna take responsibility for you. You roll in your eyes and you act like this because you've heard it all before.
It's really like, where did that come from? You know, you feel like her wig is gonna come flying off. She gets so upset.
I couldn't believe that they allowed that to even be shown in many ways. I think it really offended me.
At 22, a Britpop bassist tries his hand at Rossini. Oh, dear.
Quite like pop star to opera star because you could see that they were just making it up as they went along. And Alex James in week one was just hilarious because you knew he was the sort of bloke who should be good at opera and should know about opera, but he was total pants.
When Alex James came on, I thought, how is he going to do this? But his performance made me laugh a lot, actually, because I think he just took the mickey out of himself because he knew that was the only way to go.
He comes sort of with his little bit of swagger and just destroyed it, bless him. But it was brilliantly, brilliantly shocking.
And he really didn't care if he looked stupid. And he did.
Because he's obviously a rock and roll star and looks amazing when he's, you know, performing rock and roll. When he was on Pop Star, Opera Star, he just looked like a 17-year-old boy at a job interview.
He sang it like he didn't know what he was singing. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It was a great show, really interesting format, but I think Alex James should probably stick to making cheese.
Next, ladies and gentlemen, Zammo from Grange Hill meets his spherical inflatable nemesis on a big top telly talent show.
It was a shock, because those of us who'd grown up with him as, you know, little cheeky, sort of cheeking the teachers, Zammo, you know, nothing could faze him.
Just say no.
And suddenly he is fighting for his metaphorical life.
It all happened on the show we know as...
You're watching Cirque de la Cebula.
That's a good start.
Circus Celebrity.
Welcome to Cirque du Soleil.
Actually, it was Cirque de Célébrité.
I thought Cirque du Celebrity was a cracking programme. Everything about it I just loved. The way that they tried to make out that their celebrities were actually world famous when they really weren't.
The thing is, we couldn't get many celebrities to take part because it was so ridiculously dangerous. People are going, oh, sorry, what you want me to do? You want me to learn the trapeze, dangle by my foot in the middle of the air? No, I don't think so. What the hell have I let myself in for 12 weeks?
There's that thing of, I'm going to get hurt soon. And people were having broken ribs.
Loads and loads of injuries all through the show, be it rope burns, be it muscle injuries.
I broke my foot.
I just felt it was like bear baiting. If you'd have done that to a dancing bear, the RSPCA would have you banged up.
I'm not a person to get upset. I just want to let myself down and my family.
He's come back.
But it wasn't the injuries or even the trapeze that made Zammo cry. It was this.
They've just been there. I have to jump on a ball, and it looks really easy, you know, standing on a ball.
Try it. Next time you're in the gym, instead of doing a sit-up on your Swiss ball, try standing on it and dancing on it. In fact, try doing what Zammo did, which was to skip on it. He couldn't do it either.
I just feel that I should be able to do it. I should be able to jump on the ball and get on the ball, and I can't.
Bless him. They were real tears when he felt he'd let everybody down, himself, his family, because it is publicly humiliating. You just wanted to cuddle him, didn't you?
why did I cry? You know, I just couldn't get on a ball. Why was I crying?
He didn't like the ball, or the ball didn't like Lee, to be honest. Because it was just so unapproachable to get on because it was a ball.
But in the live show, Zamo was to prove that perseverance pays off. Well, sort of.
I could only do one skip, and I think I got on the show and did one, and then I did two, and I went for the third, and I fell forward, but it was a finish of the routine anyway. Genuinely thought I was going to go and win it, and I was absolutely pants that I wasn't very good at all.
At number 16, a newsflash. Breakfast newsreader takes part in singing competition-ish.
It's Penny Smith and Curtis Stigers.
I was paired to sing duets with Penny Smith, newsreader formerly of GMTV. It became apparent very early in the rehearsals that we weren't going to be beautiful singing-wise. It wasn't going to be pretty music.
And the moment I can feel that.
She's funny and beautiful and intelligent, and she's not a great singer. She's actually a terrible singer.
When I fall in love with you.
The reaction of the judges to Penny that first night, it was brutal.
Penny, you looked lovingly, admiringly at him, but I think you forgot to get your words out properly.
Penny, I think you've got quite a small, limited voice.
Penny, you didn't carry the tune now, did you?
And then the second night came and went, and we somehow managed to stay on.
I adored Penny Smith on Just the Two of Us. She just lets go of being a newsreader entirely and commits herself 100% to being a rock chick.
Her singing was a holding of the microphone and an opening of the mouth and sort of seeing what came out.
Penny at one point just shrieked like a banshee. She just screamed. She was awful and yet a star, musical comedy genius.
Look, I don't want to discuss this anymore. Please, just leave me alone. That's all I'm asking.
It was Dollar, literally, versus Sonia. David Van Day, right, we all know he could start an argument in an empty room.
Shocking scenes ensued when 10 former famous pop stars toured the States on a bus, hoping to relaunch their careers. It all kicked off after discerning American audiences voted Dollar
They can't take that away from me.
and Sonia
They can't take away my dignity.
into the bottom two.
That's when it got dirty.
I was lucky enough to be on the Reborn USA tour. What I didn't expect was, in the first week, a massive bust-up between David Van Day and Sonia.
It got back to us in the States that her website had 2 footballs on it with Teresa and David's faces on it. And if you wanted to, you could kick their heads in. This is the official Sonia Evans website. Dollar have been up to their tricks again. And Berger Van Day told me that my voice was crap and called me all sorts of names.
She knows that she should be going home.
Well,
Instead of doing it gracefully, she's just trying to get all the votes that might be coming to us.
Of course, we took umbrage to this and challenged Sonia. First of all, there are 2 footballs apparently on the website with our faces on, and every time you vote, they kick Dollar's head in. This is your website, Sonia.
You see, when they confronted me, I can only take so much. He likes to be the pantomime villain.
You expect him to start issues. You expect him to pick on someone.
He wants his career to go up again, and he'll do anything to make sure that he gets there.
I really stuck the knife in, and I asked if she'd seen her performance played back to her from the week before. Have you seen your performance?
How can I have been here, haven't I? How
Okay.
no one's seen anything?
Because I think you need to see it. Of course, this was light in the touch paper.
Why Why is there such an issue with you about my performance? Because my performance has got nothing to do with you. I don't go on about your performance.
If I'm pushed to a certain point, then that's it then. Do you know what I mean? I just flip.
Now, I don't want to play any more games, David.
Hang on, you're saying
I don't want to play any more games. I just want to get on with this tour. I do not know, but all I know is
you just said
you're a nasty piece of work, and I don't want anything. Just leave me alone.
I'm a nasty piece of work.
I just don't. Just leave me alone, okay?
I'm a nasty piece of work.
You are, yeah.
Now it's time out, everybody. I'm going to have to keep you apart here. I'm going to stand in between you.
The row rumbled on to the next performance when the results of the public vote were announced. Who would go, Dollar or Sonia?
I was like, please let it be me. The person staying with the Reborn tour is Sonia.
Sonia! I was like, well, of course, David's face, you can imagine. It was this cringe-worthy moment on the stage where Sonia goes over to hug them and he's fuming. You can see he's fuming.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dollar!
And of course, it didn't go our way, it went to Sonia's, and there is this sort of cuddle. But if you see, there's a knife in the back. And as I turn, I hid it from the camera because it's sticking out.
I didn't get it. I just didn't get it.
That was, without question, the most bonkers performance.
Is England finally gone completely nuts?
You've got something, you're different, and you're fun.
Is Louis Walsh going absolutely potty?
Fasten your seatbelts. It's Wagner.
A woman got one thing on her mind.
Actually, Louis, it was Wagner. And we were all shocked when you put the bonkers bongo-bashing Brazilian through to the X Factor live finals.
Wagner, he just couldn't sing. You couldn't understand him. His pitching was off, and he just looked a bit weird.
We were quite shocked that Wagner got that far. We didn't think it was competition. We thought, no, it'll be out week 1, week 2, you know. But, you know, I think he threw a spanner in the works and he showed a few people that it don't matter how bad you sing and how stupid you look, you can go all the way. And we are testament to that.
The more he went on, and the more they gave him different material to perform, the more you realised he was absolutely awful.
And while Wagner couldn't always hit the high notes, he got ever so good at hitting the headlines.
He rubbed people the wrong way, I think, back at the house. I think because of how old he was, he was being dictated to by younger people. I think he struggled there.
He even dared to rub the nation's sweetheart up the wrong way.
Wagner had said something to the press, and he made some pretty low accusations about her and where she'd come from, and she hated it, and she tackled him.
If I was to give you any constructive advice, it would be to don't focus on what everyone else or how lucky I am, but how lucky you are to be on that stage tonight.
Please don't believe what the press say.
It was kind of the beginning of the end for Cheryl, because people were watching it thinking, hang on a minute, you're supposed to be above all this stuff. Why are you trading blows with him like some fishwife?
You are incredibly talented, beautiful, and have the manners of a princess.
The real shock that she had a go at him, she actually made Wagner slightly more likeable because he apologised. It backfired in many ways because Wagner came out looking like the better person.
This is amazing. There is no better feeling.
Yes, love him or loathe him, Wagner became a national phenomenon. And if imitation is the highest form of flattery, then this was it.
That Wagner got into the consciousness of Harry Hill, who's kind of an arbiter of television, really. And I think the fact that Harry put so much energy into Wagbo is a testimony to the man's penetration into the psyche of British consciousness. It seems agitated.
Bizarre. It was weird, it was horrible, it was shocking. I hope I never see it ever again.
If you see Wagbo, let us know, but do not approach it, as it is dangerous.
Oh dear, poor Wagner.
He was a lovely, lovely man, but I couldn't understand. Simon's expression last year was embrace the madness, and I think people just took it too far.
Coming up, a little girl with a shockingly big voice.
None of us were expecting that sort of a voice.
And tempers boil over in the kitchen of hell.
How can you say that to me? I'm sitting right beside you.
Welcome back. We're counting down the 50 most shocking talent show moments. And coming up is number 17.